Hello everyone. Welcome to another video modules discussion brought to you by the Social Studies Department of SK DASIG Dumlog. For this month's topic in Araling Panlipunan, we will be tackling about the social stratification system. But before we start, if you are an avid fan in learning the social studies subject, or if a particular video of ours interests you, kindly hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to keep you updated on our monthly video modules discussion. Thank you. So without further ado, let us begin the discussion. For the learning objectives of this lesson, the students will be able to first, define social stratification system and its types. Second, distinguish open and closed stratification systems as well as caste and class system. Third, examine the social stratification system through the three theoretical perspectives. And lastly, understand meritocracy as an ideal system of stratification. So our word of the day today will be stratification. To some, this may seem familiar. To others, it may not. So stratification is the act of arranging or grouping individuals into strata or classes. That is the most comprehensible definition of stratification, unlocking our discussion all throughout this video. This slide projects a pyramid system of classes. In the lower class, mostly found are workers and laborers, found in the field and construction sites. They work for the middle class, those people who eat extravagantly in the middle of the pyramid. While the upper class, which is not seen in the picture, I believe, are the kings or the head of a particular country, nation, empire, or state. Those leaders who rides in golden chariots benefiting from both the lower class and middle class. You see, this could not be far from the truth in our society of today. Even in the present times, we are still categorized into socio-economic classes. Do you think it is necessary for people to be stratified or grouped into classes? Try to ponder upon that question as we delve deeper into the concepts of social stratification. So, social stratification refers to the division of big social groups into smaller groups associated with socio-economic affairs indicated by elements such as wealth, income, race, education, and power. Social stratification gives rise to social inequalities because the members of the society are divided according to what social groups they belong. Social exclusion, on the other hand, is a multidimensional and complicated process which entails a lack or deprivation of resources, rights, products, and services, as well as an incapacity to engage in normal interactions and activities available to the majority of individuals in a society, whether in economic, social, cultural, or political manner. In the website Cliff Notes, they established three P's as the basis for social stratification. The first P is for property. This refers to the wealth of an individual to own and purchase their private property or belongings, such as land, buildings, jewelries, and other properties, which are considered essential for the construction of a prosperous society. The second P is power. This is the second basis for social stratification. This refers to the capacity of an individual to influence events or people to gain wealth and prestige. It is also correlated with wealth. As such, being wealthy comes with prestige and power. The same way, having power attracts wealth and prestige. The third and last basis for social stratification is prestige. This refers to the individual's status among his or her peers in the society. Social mobility is the movement of an individual or group from one social position to another over time. This also refers to a change in an individual's wealth and social position. Changes in health status, literacy rate, education, or other characteristics among groups, such as classes, ethnic groups, or nations. There are two types of social mobility: the upward and downward social mobility. Upward social mobility is the upward movement of the social class, the rich getting richer concept, while the downward social mobility takes place when a person moves from a higher position in society to a lower one. So from middle class to lower class, or upper class to middle class, upper class to lower class. For example, a bank owner who belongs to the middle class gets bankrupt and now works as a delivery man. So from middle class to lower class. We also have intragenerational mobility. This focuses on the experience of people who belong to the same generation. It also considers the changes in a person's social standing throughout his or her lifetime. While intergenerational mobility, on the other hand, refers to the changes in social standing experienced by people belonging to different generations. So take note, intragenerational mobility is the experiences of people who belongs to the same generation, whereas intergenerational mobility is the experiences of people or individuals belonging to different generation. That's the intergenerational mobility. We have structural mobility. Structural mobility occurs when societal changes allow a large number of people to shift up or down to the social class structure. This is also due to societal changes rather than individual changes. Status is the relative position that an individual occupies in a social system based on honor or reputation, with corresponding rights, duties, and lifestyle, of course. Now, there are two types of status. If you're familiar with this, the ascribed and the achieved status. Ascribed status is a term that is used in sociology which refers to the social status of a person that is assigned at birth or assumed involuntarily in later life. For example, Prince Harry of England has an ascribed status because he was born from a monarchical family with royal blood. Therefore, his riches or his status is assumed at birth, while achieved status is acquired or earned as the result of personal accomplishment and merit that serves as a reflection of ability, choice, or personal effort. For example, if you came from a poor family and you study hard to earn an entrepreneurial degree, then later on become a successful businessman, then you have achieved the achieved status because your current standing is a reflection of your personal effort to succeed in business and education. Now you see the difference? Ascribed is the status that is assigned at birth or assumed involuntarily later in life, whereas achieved status is a status that is earned as a result of personal accomplishment. Now I will give you the floor to Mr. Segara for the system of stratification. Take it
Hello
away.
everyone, I'm here in front of you to tackle about the system of stratification. The main objective of this lesson is to identify what are the system of stratification and what are the function and its definition. But first we need to know what exactly stratification is. According to the study, stratification is an act of arranging or grouping of people into strata or social classes. However, the first system of stratification is open versus closed system. Open system is based on achievement status, which allows movement and interaction between layers and classes. From the word itself, open, this system is open for every group that creates interaction toward other groups, that there's no rigid boundaries involved. It is just based on achievement status that whatever gender or religion you are, this system promotes equality, that all groups are equal to achieve a particular status you want to achieve. While a closed system is based on ascribed status, imposing rigid boundaries between social groups. This system is actually opposite or different from open system, which is focuses more on the rigid boundaries that create a passive movement toward other groups, or create construction such as religious belief and gender equality. At the same time, this system, they don't collaborate toward other groups, rather than they focuses on the rigid boundaries such religion, gender, and so on and so forth. While class system is a branch of open stratification system, which based on both social factors and individual achievement. As you can see, they are able to move freely from one social class to another. That, in short, there is an interaction between other groups. Caste system is a branch of closed stratification system, in which people can do little or nothing to change their social understanding. As you can see the pyramid system, it shows that there is a rigid boundaries found, such as belief in fate, destiny, and the will of the higher spiritual power, rather than the promotion of individual freedom. Therefore, this system promotes social inequality. While class system is a branch of open stratification system, which based on both social factors and individual achievement. As you can see, they are able to move freely from one social class to another. In short, there is an interaction between other groups. On the other hand, social class composed of people who share the same background and characteristics, such as income, education, and occupation. Family can be an example of social class, while meritocracy is an ideal system founded on the concept that social stratification is determined by personal effort. Meritocracy is an ideal system because it is a political system in which economic goods and political power are vested in individual people on the basis of effort, talent, and achievements, rather than the wealth and the social class.
We are now discussing the last part of the lesson entitled The Theoretical Perspectives of Social Stratification System. In the context of sociology, social stratification can be examined in three different theoretical perspectives, namely functionalism, conflict theory, and symbolic interactionism. Functionalism. It examines how different aspects of society contribute to ensuring its stability and continued function. Functionalists believe that each part or aspect of society serves an important purpose. They also believe that social stratification is based on the intrinsic value of social activities or roles. Certain tasks in society are more valued than others, and the individuals who are able to perform highly valued work are rewarded with greater income, prestige, and power in society. Another phenomenon that defies the conventional functionalist view is inequality, which is seen in unequal opportunities for education or employment due to race or gender. It sees social stratification as being defined by the lack of opportunities for the less privileged sectors of the society, especially to those who are belong to the marginalized sectors. Social stratification then becomes a hindrance that prevents qualified people from occupying significant social roles. Next is conflict theory. It takes a critical view of a social stratification and considers society benefiting only a small segment. According to the conflict theory of social inequality, stratification exists because it advantages individuals and groups with the ability to dominate and exploit others. Marx argued that the capitalist impulse to realize surplus value is at the root of current class conflicts. Conflict theorists believe that social stratification perpetuates inequality, and they draw many of their ideas from the works of Karl Marx. Marx believed that social stratification is influenced by economic forces and that relationships in society are defined by the factors of production. He considered society as being divided between two groups, the bourgeois or the capitalists who own the businesses, the resources, and lands, while the proletariat, who are the workers that provides the manual labor needed to produce goods and services. Symbolic interactionism. It is a theory that explains society as a whole by using everyday interactions of individuals. This approach attempts to explain how people's social standing influences their daily encounters. In most communities or societies, people interact largely with those of similar social standings. Examples: if they are rich, they will interact only with their level and on their level. People tend to live, work, and associate with those who have their similar financial level, educational background, and racial background. It examines stratification from a micro level perspective and attempts to explain how people's social standing affects their everyday interactions. Social stratifications, therefore, is a system that groups people together. It also observes the people's appearance reflects their perceived social standing. Housing, clothing, and transportation indicate social status, as do hairstyles, taste in food, music, accessories, and personal styles. All of these symbols of stratification are deemed worthy of examination by the symbolic interactionist. And those are the three theoretical perspectives of social stratification, which are functionalism, conflict theory or known as coercion theory, and lastly, symbolic interactionism. This ends our lesson for today. I hope that you'll have learned something from this video. And these are our references for this lesson. Do you have any questions? Please get in touch with your presenters in this channel. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please hit the notification bell to keep you updated for more new and fresh learning videos. Thank you everyone and have a good day.